Did you guys hear that the Astros at their spring training complex are confiscating signs that are critical of the Astros cheating scandal? I guess the sign stealing continues. Welcome back to the New York Yankees Recaps podcast. I am your host, Derek Lewandowski. I've been doing this channel for a little over a month now, and we have a small community of about 570 subscribers at this point. I think the channel will grow as the season goes on. We seem to be adding about 10 to 20 subscribers per day, so I guess that's good. I've gotten some good feedback from the fans in the comments section that I should create longer content, so I guess that's a good thing. You know, I'm always hesitant to show off my face, but if that's what you guys want, welcome to the horror show. So it is spring training for content creators like myself as well. And I'm going to use these televised games to sort of, work on my format so that when the season starts, I can deliver awesome content every single game. So here's kind of how it's going to work out. And you can fast forward a little bit if you just want to see the highlights from today's game. But each episode, I'll do a little bit of a cold opening like you just saw before the intro. And then I'll come on and talk about the game in general, kind of my thoughts on what's going on with the team. The next part will be lineups. I'll go through the starting lineup. I'll talk about the starting pitcher of the day. Then you'll get highlights. And then afterwards, I'll be back on to talk about my post-game thoughts and everything that transpired during the course of the game. So I hope you join me. I think that this will be probably 7 to 8 minutes per episode now for the entire season. And I'll drop in a few minutes of documentary footage for the Chase for 28 documentary that I'm working on occasionally throughout the season. When we get nice chunks, I'll probably put one on at the end of spring training, maybe at the end of April, maybe at the end of the first half, and just kind of give you guys a look at what's happening, and that'll hopefully build some excitement and drive more people to the channel and also inspire more people to add their own comments. So, let's get started. Here are the lineups for today's game. Johnny Lasagna on the mound.
It is high, it is far, it is gone.
All right, so we got the lineup for the game today against the Rays. Leading off, Tyler Wade playing shortstop. Batting second, back in the lineup after labrum surgery, Miggy Two Bags, Miguel Andujar. He will be playing third base. We don't know how much time he'll get at third base this year. I think he's going to be moved around a lot. If you can play third base, you can play first base. So I think he's going to fill in at first base. Batting third, Luke Voit, wearing his new number 59. Batting fourth, Chris Iannetta. So Chris Iannetta probably won't make the roster, even though he is a Major League veteran, unless something happens to Kyle Higashioka, because he's going to be their backup. But Iannetta will probably be at Scranton this year. Batting fifth, Chris Gittens. He hit a monster home run to right center field yesterday. Thairo Estrada playing second base. He switched to number 71. So Thairo Estrada was exciting when he came up last year. I like his bat-to-ball skills. He puts the ball in play. He's not a home run guy. He's a contact guy. He reminds me of a slightly better version of Luis Sojo. Batting seventh, Estevan Florial. So he was a big Yankees prospect for a while, but unfortunately for him, he has been injured the last couple seasons and hasn't had much time on the field. He still strikes out a bit too much. I wouldn't expect to see him in the big leagues anytime soon, if ever, but he is still kind of a prospect because he does have a lot of talent. So if he has a huge spring, maybe he surprises some people. Playing right field, Trey Amburgey. Trey Amburgey. I don't know how to say that. I don't know that guy. And then Thomas Malone playing left field. Obviously, no Stanton, no Judge. The thought is that they might play tomorrow, the next day. At least Stanton might, and then Judge slightly behind because he is just getting ramped up into batting practice. So hopefully we'll start seeing some of our big stars. Tomorrow's game is not televised. Garrett Cole will be on the mound. Gary Sanchez will be in the lineup. On the mound, as I mentioned earlier, Jonathan Loaisiga, Johnny Lasagna, my favorite nickname on the team. So here's the thing about Jonathan Loaisiga. He's got a great spin rate on his fastball, throws 98 miles an hour, has a great curveball. Problem is that he gets hurt a lot. He's very slight of build. He's a small guy. I think he's 5'10", about 170 pounds, 165 pounds. And so he's going to be injury prone, right? It takes a lot of force to throw a ball 98 miles an hour. It's a lot of strain on your shoulder. And when you're that small, you have to really generate some torque. And that's why you see him have shoulder problems. I hope that he can stay healthy. I hope that the Yankees' new pitching analytics guys can kind of, help him design some off-speed pitches that take some strain off of that shoulder so that he can use that 98-mile-an-hour fastball, kind of pitch backwards, right? Throw strikes and with the breaking ball and the changeup, maybe have a little less forceful two-seamer, and then, buzz in the 98 to finish guys off up in the zone or, paint it on the outside corner. But I really like Lasagna here, but I'm just concerned that he's had trouble staying healthy. I think he might be best fit out of the bullpen.
Stepped in, just 26 years old this year. Yarbrough on the hill here today, 28. Veteran 36-year-old Charlie Morton. Yarbrough underhands this one to first. The G-Man show. That was not altogether the case last year. Lifts it to the right side, short right. Meadows toward the line. He will not get there. That's a fair ball. And holding it first is. They'll be facing Jonathan Loaizaga. 2-2 with a .455 last year. And it in. And he takes the first. Talk about it at an early age, just 24. Putting it all together. Getting a chance to play later in the telecast. Talk with him somewhere around the 6th or 7th inning, I think. As many as versatile as the Rays have, that really helps your depth. Meadows a strikeout victim here to begin the home half of the first. Ground ball, that's going to be fair. By the bag up the left field line. Florial is going to turn third. He'll score on a double, and New York takes a 1-0 lead.
Doesn't change, right? We have a flex pack still involved. So we're just trying some fun things as well.
Yeah, nice rooting interest. There's a base hit by Yandy Diaz up the right field line. He's going to dig for two, and he is out. Always more fun at the ballpark when there are more people there. And this
we
is
broadcast.
Of course.
I just want to say before, and this is a job and a half, 3/4.
Every game. That comes out to under $3 a game.
Yeah. You know what? It'll be interesting to see, any for that.
Yeah.
It is amazing. Look, if I were a teenager, but again, live entertainment is something around you, and you can cheer with somebody who's much older, younger, or your age. It's before. He's in the stadium today. Makes a different sound off his bat, but that's not very helpful.
Yeah, that's a 5-4-3.
But it's our player development staff that does such a tremendous job.
And Andujar hits this one off the wall.
Did he call it a home run? He called it a home run. All right.
I think he did. He called it a home run. It's second run of the day. The chop, third base side. And the quick flip across in time.
So Miguel Andujar back in the lineup. Looked good. Opposite field home run. That's not easy to do. He's still got that lightning bat speed. But what is it about guys coming back from labrum surgery that they just mash? You remember when Greg Bird came back, he hit like 9 home runs in spring training. Then I think he stubbed his toe and missed the next 3 years. But Andy looked good. He also turned a nice big double play for Clark Schmidt, who is the number 2 overall Yankees prospect according to Baseball America. Honestly, didn't impress me that much. I mean, he had a little bit of movement on his fastball. They didn't have a radar gun on him, so you couldn't tell how hard he was throwing. It looked like maybe 91 to 93. Didn't see much of a breaking ball. Did have movement. He was around the zone sometimes, but again, early in spring, you can't judge these guys too much. In other news, Johnny Lasagna was pitching from the stretch today. So maybe the Yankees are preparing him for a bullpen role. I know I've seen him go from the stretch with nobody on before. last year, so maybe it was something they started last year, and this year he's just going that way the entire time. So we'll see how it works out with him. But he looked good, very sharp.
Please hang up and try again.
If this was your first time here, I want to thank you for stopping by. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It helps other fans find the channel. I plan to do recaps and discussion of every game all season long. I've also got a weekly podcast, and I'm putting together a documentary at the end of the season. Send me your reactions at NYY Recaps on Twitter to be a part of the film. I try to reply to all comments as long as you're not being a jerk. So go ahead and leave a comment below. Tell me what you think of this game and your thoughts on the team, and I'll see you next time.